All right, friends, here we've got our illuminated letter that we did the line work for last time. Today we're going to delve into how are we going to finish this out, including adding colors. So I have chosen 3 Sharpies that I'm going to start with. All I'm going to do is I'm going to outline the little swirls around the letter. Okay, I'm going to use one color for that. I'm going to outline my name or the letter for my name. I'm going to use one color for that. And I'm going to outline this border line here, just this little rectangle, and another color for that, okay? So when you do this, I would start with whichever one overlaps the most. Okay, since I've got this fun little design overlapping my letter and the border line, I'm going to start with this one, okay? So I'm going to take a minute to just go ahead and outline that whole thing with this Sharpie. Okay, so I took a couple minutes to just outline all of these kind of twisty vine things that are over the letter of my name. And I'm doing that because those are, again, elements that are on top. Okay, so I'm going to do the next thing that overlaps everything else, and that's going to be this letter of my name. So I'm going to choose a different color Sharpie. I've chosen black because it's really bold. And look, when I have these straight lines in my name, instead of trying to just freehand that, I'm going to still use my ruler, and that's fine. I just want to be careful now, since this is a see-through ruler, we can watch what we're doing. I want to be careful not to cross over any of the lines that I shouldn't. Okay, so I'm just going to use that. Oh, and there's a part where the vine crosses over, so I'm going to not overlap that. And then we stop here midway through the K and bring it down. Again, vine is crossing over, so I'm gonna lift up my pen, not get on there. Okay, and then right here it goes into a curve again down here. So I'm just gonna do that same thing on the other side with my ruler. Everything else I can trace without the ruler. Again, just being careful to try not to go over any lines that I shouldn't. If you do, it's okay. Just keep moving forward, but just try to be careful about it. So I'm going to go ahead and outline the letter K now. Okay, I've outlined the letter K. Now I'm going to choose my final Sharpie color, words, and same thing, I'm just going to trace the border, just those same lines that we first put down with the ruler. And I am going to use the ruler again, looking through it to kind of make sure that we're getting the lines correctly. Okay, and being careful not to go over some of the lines that are on top. Okay, so I'm just going to do that really quickly. And then we'll see how it looks then. All right, there are my lines. Now I'm not going to use Sharpie on anything else right now. The reason why is because these are the parts that I want to stand out the most. If we use Sharpie on everything, everything will stand out and it will all look kind of confusing and intense. So I'm going to be using colored pencil to move forward right now, okay? So colored pencil is going to be a little bit lighter. It's going to give me some pretty good control, and it's going to help it so that these parts will stand out and it's going to accentuate that. Okay, I went ahead and I picked out a few colors that I think are going to work really well together. I've got mostly a yellow and green scheme, a little bit of blue. I'm going to blend that with some of the greens to make kind of a blue-green sometimes. And I've got, with the yellow, there's going to be a little orange. I'm going to blend with it to make kind of a rich yellow. And I also have brown, which can be blended with the yellow and orange. And of course is going to be used for kind of the skins of the kiwi. So I'm just going to go ahead and start coloring in some areas. I want to start with the background with that kiwi. I'm going to start coloring that. Let's see how it looks after I add some colored pencil. Okay, I put in a little bit of yellow on the kiwi, just kind of a quick color, outlined in brown, added some of the little fuzzy hairs of the kiwi. Let's keep going. Okay, I finished one of my kiwis, kind of going in, doing the green outlines. So at this point, it's okay if I take a Sharpie and just kind of add on like those little dots that are the seeds. So I don't really want you doing a lot of other Sharpie work on here. If it's just for some tiny little details or something like this, then that's fine, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and finish out all of the kiwis, and then we're gonna have the letter itself and the border here to deal with, and so we'll see how that turns out. All right, so I've gotten all my kiwis kind of colored in. Next, I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, I also did these. I just kind of added a bit of yellow colored pencil there. So next, what I'm gonna do is I want to color the big letter, and I want it to be a color that's gonna stand out against green and still work with the colors I already have. Probably gonna do some kind of a yellowish, goldish, pretty similar to this, just a little bit different. I'm going to color in my border designs, and I'm going to color in my border. Okay, here's our finished illuminated letter. So I did go ahead and use a marker to kind of outline these shapes, and then I colored them in with colored pencil and colored in the background, border, even put in that blue. Almost didn't use it, but I thought it would look nice in the back. So there's my finished product. Yours can be less fancy than this, or it can be more fancy, it's up to you. But that's how we're going to complete our illuminated letter.